Welcome to the 2019 NCAA Wooster Regional Press Conference for the championship game between Case Western Reserve and the Wooster Fighting Scots. With us from Wooster is head coach Tim Petterini, student athletes Chandler Dittman and Jacob Sturzma. Coach, we'll begin with you with your overall thoughts on these games.
Well, it was just a tremendous performance by the Fighting Scots. Our guys just battled all day long. Evan, started it off by pitching, I think went 6 complete or something into the 7th. And, he was just outstanding. He threw actually more pitches than Chandler did yesterday, so he was even harder. And he's a different type of pitcher, so he really got it out, and I think he set the tone. And, to be ahead 7-0, and, they creep back in, and, Andrew went in there and closed it out. And our guys really showed their mettle, I think, there at the end. It would have been very easy. A couple guys on base to, and I'm standing there with Coach Craddock, and we're talking about every single pitch, and he was really calm. I was pretty calm, and the team was really calm. So I thought it was just tremendous. And, what do you say about Jake Sturzma? The plays in the field, the hits, just phenomenal. And then the second game, he just continued to set the tone and demand the guys play hard, and Chandler was just unbelievable. So you hope your seniors step it up like that, and they did, and it was really a credit to those guys, and couldn't be happier or more proud of them.
Chandler, you're icing your arm down. How are you feeling after today?
Feels all right. Just happy we got the win, and that's all that matters right now.
What was the secret to your success today on the mound?
Movement, just moving the ball in and out, getting ahead of hitters, attacking them. So,
how crucial was it for you to have that? You had only a 45-pitch outing yesterday to come to today and have the complete game outing that you did.
I was telling my teammates, however many pitches I need to throw, I'll throw them. Whatever it takes to win, is what I want to do.
Jay, talk about the end of game one. What did the team have to do there to fend off that rally that Case had there?
That was a tough one. The wind blowing out like that, a 2-run from lead feels like nothing going into that last inning. But Andrew Hill, super gutsy. Honestly, the 3 pitchers we had today that threw, including Wyatt as well, but the gutsiest thing I've seen playing baseball in the 19 whatever years I've played it, for those guys to throw 100 pitches one day and then 40 another day. That's unbelievable that they can do that, and they're willing to do that for us. And they completely played for us today, and that was awesome. But going back to that last inning, it was just Andrew Hill throwing it over the plate, seeing if their guys could hit it. And, today he was better than they were, and I'm really happy about it. So yeah.
Steve and Jacob here for a second, because one of the reasons I wanted to come up here was the diving catch you made of that line drive in the 9th inning turned out to be huge, and it could easily have been overlooked, in the grand scheme of things, but that was big. Talk about this year and your maturation and moving over to shortstop and playing that position in place of a legend here at the school.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to go over to shortstop and replace Michael Wolanski. That's not going to happen. That guy was the best player on our team for 3 years. Athletically, hitting, fielding, everything that he did was unbelievable. So I just had to move over there and be the best that I could be this year. And that's all I've tried to do. That's all I focused on. I'm not going to try to beat him, because that's impossible. But I think that playing behind the pitches that we have, they threw the ball in there today. I don't know how many walks off the top of my head we had the 2 games combined, but it wasn't very many. So it's easy to stay light on your feet, be ready to field ground balls. I knew Andrew was going to be around the plate in that 9th inning. And when the ball was hit to me, it wasn't hit that hard, but I was able to go get it and make a play for him. Just pick each other up. That's how we do it.
Let me ask you a question about this. The first game, second game, when the wind is swirling around like it was, you're always a swing or 2 away from disaster, or a swing or 2 away from success.
Absolutely.
So does it change the mindset of the pitchers or the hitters or anything when that happens?
Oh, yeah, it's a huge factor. We didn't want to steal bases because their kid has a great throwing arm, and you just can't. You don't want to give up an out because the next pitch could be hit. Now that's mine. Because the next, guy up could hit a home run. So, you just don't want to take any chances and give up any outs, doing things. But, for the wind to be blowing like that and us to hold them 3 runs in the last game is unbelievable. And, even though they got 7 in the first game, our kids really pitched well and were really on point. And it's a great credit to all of them.
I mean, how often do you go with 2 guys in starting 2 successive days? I mean, that's a little bit unusual too, I would think.
No question. And, obviously we had to win yesterday. That was huge, and that's why we wanted those 2 guys out there yesterday. But our offense really kicked it in gear early, and we got ahead, and that, and that was the plan. The coaches had talked the night before and said, hey, we're going to start them, we're going to do whatever we have to do to win the games, but if we get a 5-run lead, we're taking them out, and we're going to trust the other guys to go in there and get the job done, and they did, and that gave us the opportunity to bring them back today.
I asked Matt about it, and he says he'll take a 9-inning complete game anytime he can get one. But it kind of, the fact that those guys both threw, Denovi and Levine both threw over 100 pitches first 2 games, they weren't available today, and they could have used them probably.
Yeah, everybody's different, and everybody's got a different way of doing it, and, he's obviously got a really good pitching staff, and he has a lot of confidence in the guys he trotted out there. And I'll tell you what, they did a good job. They kept us, I didn't think they were, the type of pitchers that would hold us under 10 runs. I really thought that, but they moved the ball enough, and they spotted enough, and they changed speeds enough that they kept us, at bay a little bit. And, we were able to scratch some runs across and do some things, but they, considering again the elements, for us to only to get, 8 and 9 runs is pretty darn good on a day like today.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Jake, you were a pretty good spokesman the other day talking about the togetherness of this group and how people were not prone to press.
Yeah.
And, knowing you had to win 4 in a row, I mean, again, talk about climbing that mountain. It was amazing to me.
Absolutely. You never want to lose the first game. I mean, that makes it so tough to go out and win a tournament like this. But when we lost that first game, we as a team got together and we told each other we were going to win 4 games. Like, it wasn't maybe we can win 4 games. It was we are going to win 4 games. And our guys took that to heart. They played for our seniors big time to extend our season, to allow us to play a few more games. I couldn't have asked for anyone else besides Chandler to go take that mound. Ever since I got here, he's been a guy who I've gone along with really well, and a guy who's pushed me to be the best player I can be. And we've talked about moments like this a lot. So for him to go out and shove like he did, I mean, I could have told you he was going to do that as soon as I knew he was the starting pitcher today. And I love these guys. I love this group of seniors. We're going to keep battling. We're going to keep extending our season out as long as we possibly can. Just keep playing baseball.
Yeah, Chandler, there again, 2 days in a row, you're in must-win situations. You've got to be steady out there, and obviously you were. I mean, how do you, in your mind, just stay so level-headed?
I don't know. I just think that's kind of my personality. I never get too high or too low. I try to just be even-keeled all the time. And, I mean, when the offense hits like it does today and the other day, I mean, and the defense plays the way it does, as it always does behind me, like, it's easy to throw it in there and just let them go out and do what they want to do, because they're going to make every play behind me like they did.
Knowing the situation is so tenuous with the wind blowing out like it was, I mean, any pitch could have been over the fence, but you didn't feel any added pressure because of that today?
I try not to think about those things. I try to just execute one pitch at a time. So just hitting my location, if I do that, I feel pretty confident that I'll be successful with that pitch and then move on to the next one.
Well, Coach, you over the years have had a lot of, great comebacks, obviously.
No question.
But this one must rank up there pretty high, this 4-game streak.
Absolutely. I mean, it's always, like Jake said, you hate going in the loser's bracket, and I hope we don't do it next weekend. I hope we, can get off to a better start. But, this group of kids has some real resiliency to them. And again, the leadership out of these two guys. And, you know, Brian Murray didn't pitch a pitch this weekend, but he was cheering his rear end off in that dugout, and he was on everybody to keep going. And Ethan Myers and Garrett Crum has been, you know, the best player in the country for the last, one of the top players in the country the last couple of years that nobody gives any recognition. And, you know, the kid, and I get on him probably harder than anybody because he's been so good, and I feel so bad that he hasn't been an All-American. I feel like I've let him down. And so I push him and ride him, but he's the heart and soul of our team, and I know when he gets hits like he did today in that second ball game, he hit that ball to right field. You know, and again, how unselfish. He's just trying to move a guy up because we got a guy on second base. He's just going to move him up. So that group gave us a chance to do something special.
Well, really, that's one thing that you executed perfectly every time you tried it this week. The small ball, the bunts,
Yep.
you came through in every single attempt at those bunts, and that's big too. Little things. That's what you're talking about, the little things.
Yeah, and you know the good thing is we've been out of school now, and we were out last week, and we got a lot of swings, and we got to practice a lot. We got to work on some things, and again, you know, we didn't get to play 40 games, which I think kind of stunted our growth a little bit. And now we're finally over 30 wins, but now we get to keep practicing and keep getting better. And I told the guys after the game, as good as that was to win there, and then one of the reasons I'm so hard on these guys is because I can see so much potential in this group. I mean, this group's got limitless potential, and I thought Doc did a great job with the pitchers last week. We really want some guys to focus more on throwing breaking balls and doing things, and hitting wise, attack more fastballs. And I thought the guys just did a great job. And you know, we're not going to be satisfied. I know that's not in their makeup. You know, and these guys will keep pushing.
One more guy, maybe you can talk about a little bit. I didn't want him to be slighted by not being asked up here today, but Harwood today, he gets 3 hits, scores 3 runs. I mean, he's been a tough nut for you too.
Oh, absolutely, but you can't. He's having his own press conference right now. Trust me. So he doesn't get slighted. He's just a phenomenal hitter at home plate, and you know, he's the guy. If we're playing, our coaching staff's playing him, you know, he's the guy you gotta control. And if you can control him, you got a chance. And it's hard to, because he's that dynamic of a hitter. So, you know, it's crazy because he goes 2-3 at bats and then get hit, and everybody's, you know, so it's kind of like Crum. Crum had 20-something game hitting streak. Well, that's not going to, he goes a few games and now everybody's shaking their head like, oh God, what's wrong with G? What's wrong with G? Well, it's a hard game. It's really, really hard to keep that level all the time. And hopefully, you know, now the guys are back on an upswing. So
I know it's kind of hard to do it right now, but Heidelberg, next in line. I mean, what are you looking forward to in that?
Well, I don't know much about them. I mean, I know, you know, obviously OAC team, and they beat Denison, so they've got to be a really solid ball club. And, you know, we'll delve into it a lot in the next couple of days. And really, I thought the coaches, I mean, Coach Frank with the scouting reports, Doc with the Pritchard preparation, and Nonick, and, you know, Matthew and Joe, those guys just do a phenomenal job of getting our guys ready to go, and the amount of batting practice and fungos they hit and stuff. We'll come up with a really solid plan. I know that, and we'll be ready.
Well, the cards kind of fell into place. I mean, I guess Denison didn't put in the host.
Yeah.
And so you got the host, and even though the first game didn't work out, it still worked in your favor, it seemed like.
Oh, no question. I mean, and, you know, that's the thing. There's 2 4 pods, and Denison was first in theirs, and we were first in ours, so we could. So I think that means we get to host next week. That's my understanding of it. And now this is a brand new, so maybe, you know, but I heard Heidelberg was really upset that they didn't get to host that side because they thought they were ranked above.
Well, they're seated higher, I think, than Adrian.
Yeah, but their facility is
Seated
not,
higher than us
yeah.
in the entire regional, it looks like.
I don't think so.
No?
I think
Okay.
we ended up
Okay.
being seated higher. But, you know, again, their facility shouldn't host. It's not good enough. I mean, our place was fabulous. The crowd up there and everything. It was really a great atmosphere. And I know next week it'll be gangbusters. Make sure you do a good job publicizing the paper so we can get about a couple thousand people up there. It'd be awesome to play in front of.
Well, you know, like you also overlooked is you had a lot of team of College of Wooster staff people here
Oh.
doing everything from selling hot dogs to putting up
Absolutely.
orange cones to
Absolutely.
catching the tent when it blew away.
You see that? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And so, I mean,
Yeah,
and
Jeff
I think
Bricker.
that's partly out of respect
Absolutely.
for you, Coach.
Well, guys like Jeff Bricker and, you know, he's got his wife in there selling hot dogs and, you know, the Wooster family's pretty special. And, you know, I've been here 38 years and I've become, you know, ingrained in it. And so it's easy sometimes to even take it for granted, but we don't. We really understand it and cherish it. And, you know, how about Sarah Bolton? You know, she was at our game yesterday. She left the game. She went to Steve's Hall of Fame induction, and she's back at our game today. And she's one of the first people to hug me when the game's over. I mean, that's that Wooster family that's so special and so unique to the small college setting. And, you know, the guys who were cutting the grass were at the ball game today because they took so much pride in how they got the field ready to go and how it looked, and they wanted to be a part of it, and they are. So now they get to do it all again next week. So they get to work even harder.
There you go.
All right, thank you, Coach Chandler and Jacob.
Okay, thank you, guys.